I think we're going to be finishing up Zayne's segments of stuff today in this video, and then we can head on to Raphael's stuff. There's so much still to get through. Lord! Right, so we've read Still in Dark, we've read Never Ending Winter, and then just for extra measure, I'm going to read A Pure White Heart, and then we're going to head into the Tower of Secrets and finish up that. And then we'll be done with my zany boy, and we'll be heading on to the next man. The legend. Why do they always have to play such sad-ass music with these anecdotes? I do apologize for if there's any noise in the background. They are working downstairs, and as I said, I've got a busy day, so I need to record now. I can't wait till they're done. Apologies for the background noise that might interrupt with all this somberness. The legendary Dr. Zayne. The office looms in front of John. To say he's nervous is an understatement. Since the beginning of his internship at Axel Hospital, he has heard rumors about the chief of surgery, Dr. Zayne. They say he's an extremely cold person. He never talks to interns unless it's about work. If he finds out you made a mistake, he rips you a new one. Literally. On top of that, he never socializes with his colleagues outside of work. He lives at his office and he doesn't have any friends. All he does is work, functioning like a surgical machine without a sliver of humanity. They also say Zayne knows the best ways to get to your heart. Literally. He's the best cardiac surgeon in Lincoln City, and even more so in the medical field. That's why, despite being terrified of him, interns all hope to learn from him. John is one such intern. The moment he realized he was assigned to the division of cardiac surgery this week, he was so excited and nervous that he couldn't sleep for the past 2 days. He stands now, with 2 dark circles under his eyes, outside the office door. Opening the door, John is greeted by the sight of a spacious, neat office. Zayne is eating his lunch at his desk, completely unperturbed. Other than eating, he occasionally pushes up his gold-rimmed glasses. Zayne turns his head when John walks over. The mere movement fills John with excitement. Hello, Dr. Zayne. I'm an intern at the Division of Cardiac Surgery this week. I'm John. As he stumbles through the first few sentences, he realizes Zayne looked at his computer, not him. John speaks faster. His name, school, major, and how long he had been at the previous division. Dr. Zayne would want him to condense everything within 1 minute. Zayne says nothing. By the time John is done, he finishes his meal. Everything he does is calculated, quick. Zayne puts the chopsticks in the box, closes the lid, and puts everything in the trash after cleaning his desk. My little neat freak Zayne, gotta love him. Then he wipes down his hands with a wipe and uses a hand sanitizer. Picking up his access card and leaving his office, Zayne finally speaks to John. The next surgery will involve cardiopulmonary bypass. Observe, speak up if you have any questions. Number 2, expert surgeon. The operating room is quiet. Under the light, the patient's chest cavity is already open. Intubate, aorta superior and inferior vena cava. This is medical terms now that's going to go whoop. Zayne oversees the progress, guiding the first and second surgeon's assistants for the upcoming tasks. Cardiopulmonary bypass, administer the cardioplegia. The blood pumps steadily through the heart-lung machine. Within moments, the exposed heart stops beating. Alright, let me do it. Zayne takes over the first assistant's work once everything is stable. John stands the furthest away. He strains to see what Zayne is doing, but he can't see anything. John is a little annoyed. He imagines it would be great if he could be Zayne's surgical assistant. Not only could he witness the operation process up close, but he could also get Zayne's guidance. But if he isn't good enough, he'll be reprimanded. John pales at the thought of being scolded by the doctor. The surgery is extraordinarily long. Standing in silence for a while is tiring for everyone except Zayne and the first assistant, Grayson. It's Grayson who breaks the silence. What did you do in the operating room before, John? Startled, John knows the most stressful moment for all interns is upon him. Being asked a question by someone higher in the hospital hierarchy. I worked with Dr. Lewis, hepatobiliary, and pulled the hooks during surgery. Grayson smiles. Dr. Lewis, huh? He's a great teacher. He invited us to his place for cow dung hot pot after an operation once. Cow dung hot pot? John has tried it before. Cow dung hot pot? That's one where they mix a cow's half-digested stomach contents in bile, right? Ugh. Sorry, I'm not one to eat interesting foods like that. Sorry. No offense meant by that, but that did not sound appetizing at all. The nurse shudders. Half-digested food? Bile? Is that edible? And isn't bile bitter? The moment Grayson opens his mouth, words just stream out like a fountain. It's only a little bitter. It's quite nice when you eat it hot. Dr. Lewis didn't have any though because he was called back to the hospital. Something about a student losing something in the lab. When the conversation becomes more and more lively, Zayne suddenly speaks. Maybe they lost a gallbladder. Grayson's smile stiffens. Everyone straightens their posture, their expressions more serious than the ones they'd have if they were yelled at. John can't decide if Zayne is joining in on the fun or reminding everyone that they're working. All he knows is that his stomach is churning and he can't help but think, this expert heart surgeon is truly terrifying. I would also be completely terrified being in his presence, like if I was an intern or something, because he's just one of those people that holds such sorry, my mind is amiss with words today, I can't think of it, but he just holds that very, what I'm trying to get at, seeing that I can't think of the word, is that, when he walks into a room, he grabs everybody's attention because of that, aura he holds, the respectful aura, shall I say. Even as, if I'm trying to, romance him, I'd be so nervous because he's just, Number 3, scarier than a demon. The next morning, 2 sets of mismatched footsteps echo down the hall. One is quick and heavy, while the other follows hurriedly. You didn't say much yesterday. I didn't expect you to be so lively. The moment they go upstairs, Grayson is bombarded with John's questions about Zayne. It gives him a headache. Well, Dr. Zayne isn't here, and checking patients is relatively easy. I'm not as nervous. It's only because you haven't met any with particularly nasty attitudes. The kind that refuses to be treated or take their medicine? Grayson shakes his head with a pretense of maturity. You know nothing. As they speak, they arrive at the door of Ward 3. When John notices where they are, he recalls relevant information. Zach, the patient in Ward 3's bed 12, underwent a heart valve replacement surgery last week. He has to stay in the hospital for 3 weeks for observation and is expected to be discharged this week. Then what should I do if I encounter even an unusual noise comes through the door before John can even finish his question? Hurry! Careful now. Sir, you're going to hurt your teeth. Damn it, he's definitely causing trouble again. Grayson says as he pushes open the door. Help us! John follows. Inside, 2 nurses are holding down Zach, tying him down. By the time Grayson approaches them, the nurses have tightened the last strap. Another nurse reaches for whatever he's biting down on. He resists, twisting and turning as he cries out. What happened to the special care we were supposed to give? Grayson asks. What's in his mouth? An access card. The nurse is sweating from tying up Zach, or maybe from anger. He took it when I wasn't looking. John looks at Zach, who is unable to move but still restless. Do we need sedatives? He has a history of cerebral infarction, so let's avoid that if possible. Leave it to me. Grayson maneuvers behind the nurse on the left and reaches for the access card tightly clenched between Zach's teeth. Zach mumbles something incoherent, but from his tone it's clear that he's saying he'll swallow the card if anyone tries to take it from him. The access card is small. If he really wants to, he could definitely do it. Grayson doesn't want to force it, so he backs off. Just then, someone opens the door. Everyone is quiet. Only Zach, who has his eyes closed, is still crying out. Zayne nears the bed and knocks on the bedside table. Where does it hurt? The moment he speaks, Zach stops moving. Opening his eyes, Zach catches a glimpse of Zayne. The old man swallows his cry. Why did I deadass think this Zach was young? Like teen young? The old man swallows his cry and the only thing that can be heard is his unsteady breathing. After a while, Zayne tucks his chin in and looks away. Within moments, he goes from a stubborn old man to a guilty child. Zayne points at his mouth. Zach loosens his jaw, but he still holds onto the access card. Spit it out, Zayne sounds calm, but everyone around him shudders at his words. Zach finally spits out the card. He quickly begins to talk. I'm so bored. No one would talk to me, so I thought... Zayne looks at the old man and says nothing, his eyes revealing nothing. I'll stay with you. Zach gulps, wraps himself in his duvet, and lies back down on the bed without a word. Zayne looks away from the old man and mutters something to the nurse. Then he leaves. The ward falls quiet as if the commotion earlier didn't happen at all. John tries to calm his racing heart, and a chill racks his entire body. Dr. Zayne is scary by being able to frighten even an old man. Number 4, under the sunlight. John learns from the nurses that the old man from Ward 3 is not the only one who listens to Zayne. All of his patients, no matter how temperamental or troublesome, become obedient and meek in front of him. As expected of Zayne, the man said to be able to terrify anyone. In front of the building, the moment Grayson hears Zayne the Terrifying, he laughs so hard he's almost sent to psychiatrics. John instantly regrets saying those words, worried it'll make its way to Zayne. He repeatedly shushes Grayson. Grayson slowly stops laughing. When I first met Zayne, I felt the same way. He had this stay away vibe. John nods. Yes, the stay away vibe is strong. But Zayne isn't that hard to get to know, Grayson says with a smile, patting John's shoulder. You know, that kind of reminds me, like, when I used to work for a boss, and when I was training new people to take my place, because we went through a couple of people, they battled in my position. But there was this one woman that started, and only a couple of months afterwards did I find out that when she started there, she felt so intimidated by me because I have like this resting bitch face in the workspace. So she really felt like I was gonna be such a bitch and so horrible just because I have a resting bitch face. I can't help it that my face like just gives off that vibe, okay? It's a defense mechanism, let's put it that way. Anyways, enough personal jibber jab about me. We're here for the story, for Zayne. The sun shines on the garden. Most people sitting on the grass are wearing hospital gowns or trying to find a good spot to sit in the sun. John looks for Zach in the crowd. He heard from the other patients in Ward 3 that the old man got permission from the nurses to stretch his legs. After doing half a lap around the garden, John finally sees a familiar group of elderly people. He spots Zach sitting at a stone table, his hand lifting and lowering from time to time. He's playing chess. John's view of his opponent is obscured by the bushes. Let me guess, it's Zayne. He moves to the other side away from the bushes. The person playing chess with Zach is Zayne, who wears normal, regular clothes. John's jaw drops. According to the schedule at the hospital, it's Zayne's off day today. Well, day off today, sorry. Off day today, day off today. Zayne only takes a day or two off every month, but here he is spending his precious downtime playing chess with Zach. John doesn't approach and watches. Zach squeezes the piece in his hand, putting it down and picking it up again. After some serious thinking, he finally makes a move. You lost. Zayne moves his rook on top of Zach's king. I lost again? Zach scratches his head, then pats it twice. Dr. Zayne, you should go easy on an old man like me. Let's play again. We've already agreed this was the last round. Zayne packs away the pieces in a slow manner. You must keep your promise now that you lost. Go get a checkup tomorrow. Zach's peppered brow furrows. He leans back and waves his hand. No, I'm not going. If you don't, another doctor will see you. Zayne's words are lukewarm, but they sound quite threatening to Zach. Zach lowers his hand and purses his lips. He looks reluctant and maybe a little disgruntled. John can hear Zach mumble under his breath. Even you don't care about me, huh, Dr. Zayne? Zayne closes the chessboard with a soft sigh. Don't worry, I'll accompany you, he says, sounding more friendly than before. Zach stares at the grass for a while. Okay then, he says quietly. But Zayne isn't that hard to get to know, Grayson's voice rings in John's ears. Ever been to the radiology? Most patients are accompanied by their families, but there are a lot of lonely elders like Zach. Their family members only show up before the surgery. They sign some papers, confirm the surgery is successful, and then leave. The elderly are always alone during observation. They must feel sad seeing other patients with their families. That's why the care of nurses and doctors is important to them. Caring for them to the extent Zayne does, though, it's rare. He's drawn back from his thoughts at the sight of the old man and Zayne talking and laughing. For the first time, John doesn't feel Zayne's coldness. It's almost as if it's been melted by the same sunlight that blankets the grass beneath him. Number 5. Once ice melts. At noon, John stands in front of Zayne's office with Zach's report in hand. After knocking a few times and getting no response, he carefully pushes the half-closed door. Inside, Zayne is leaning back against his chair. His eyes are closed, appearing to be asleep. John tiptoes into the office and places the report on the table. Zayne doesn't move, nor does he open his eyes. Has this afternoon surgery started? Not yet. It's an hour away. You still have time to rest, John says quickly. Zayne lets out a soft and sits up. Remember to check on bed 32, he says, as he wipes his brow. Okay. John has already memorized every patient in the hospital. Bed 32 is Jean, and they checked on her yesterday. But Zayne continues. Call her family and tell them they must come with her to her examination tomorrow morning. Understood. John knows Jean's examination tomorrow includes an enhanced CT scan that requires a contrast agent. If they can't make it, you go with her. Right, John says after a pause. Zayne notices John's brief hesitation. Is there a problem? He asks, glancing at him. John, no longer as scared of Zayne as before, speaks, albeit still a little warily. Jean doesn't seem to trust me that much. Wouldn't it be a bit... Zayne thinks for a bit. When I first started, I did a lot to earn the trust of my patients. They know who actually cares about them. After a few beats of silence, John says, I understand. Every intern is prone to be influenced by powerful teachers. That's why at this moment, John feels Zayne's teachings have been ingrained into him. Number 6, the best doctor. The next morning, as John is taking Jean back to the ward, his phone starts ringing. The call ID shows it's a nurse from the Division of Cardiac Surgery. The nurse speaks concisely through the phone. Zayne's second assistant is unwell. John is to replace him immediately. The info takes John by surprise. He struggles to process it and is a little stunned. It isn't until he's changed into his lab coat does he truly realize he has the opportunity to be Zayne's assistant. After confirming that he has properly put on his mask, cap and shoes in the mirror, John sanitizes his hands and watches as the door to the operating room slowly opens before him. Under the lights, Zayne stands by the operating table. Beside him, there is an empty spot where the second assistant should be. John can hardly believe it. He's actually allowed to stand there. It's a heart transplant surgery with a difficulty akin to walking on a tightrope on a cliff. Any small mistake could result in severe bleeding for the patient. John carefully observes and performs his assigned tasks, and when it comes to the crucial moment, he doesn't even dare to blink. He watches as Zayne's hands skillfully manipulate the surgical tools, implanting the artificial heart and completing the position of the other devices. Everything is ready and the pump has been turned off. Now all that's left is to wait for the heartbeat. 1, 2, 3. John holds his breath and focuses, silently counting the seconds in his mind. It feels like a century. Then the data appears. The patient's heart beats once more. The artificial heart is working. A man deemed to be dying in the medical field is alive again. Although John had a thorough understanding of this technique back in med school, he now realizes that theory is no match for practice. This experience is surreal, leaving him in awe. He can't help but look at Zayne, trying to find a similar excitement in the surgeon's eyes, but Zayne simply announces the success of the surgery calmly. Then he turns and walks away from the operating table. That's right, Dr. Zayne should be used to this type of surgery by now. After leaving the operating room, John still can't help but want to talk to Zayne. Before Zayne can leave, John asks hesitantly, Dr. Zayne, why did you call for me today? Zayne continues washing his hands without even looking up. You needed to write a paper about the subject. John is taken aback, his gratitude preventing him from fully expressing himself. He settles for a simple, thank you, Dr. Zayne. As his time at the Division of Cardiac Surgery approaches its end, John is reluctant to leave. His fear of Zayne has, little by little, begun to melt in the warm sun since that day in the garden, completely disappearing in the operating room. The day before he's scheduled to leave, a student who is about to be rotated in approaches him and asks, How was it to work with Dr. Zayne? I heard he's scary, but he's a really good surgeon. I'm conflicted. Now, hearing others describe Zayne as scary makes John want to defend him. Don't listen to them. Dr. Zayne isn't scary at all. John is at a loss for words, and despite rattling his brain for half a day, all he can say is this. He's the best doctor I've ever had the pleasure to meet. Oh, my sweet Zayne. I love him. I love him to bits. Oh, heart within reach. I forgot we have a memory as well. We will watch this memory, I think, a little bit later though. Because this is obviously once we're a little bit more like closer to him and gotten to know him. So I think any memories that I've unlocked for the men, we will probably only look at them after I've finished all the main story chapters. Then we'll go into the memories and see, because then, you know, then it would make sense to be more closer to them. Yeah, I think so. But for now, we're going to head into Tower of Secrets. The Imperial Savior climbing the tower. Has it been foretold by the Foreseer who waits in an icy tomb's embrace? Now, I believe this takes place after, what was it? Snow's Embrace. We've got 9 chapters to get through, so let's get started. At least we have the beauty of not having auto on our side, so now I can read at a leisurely pace until we need to go to YouTube for the rest of the story. So I hope with the previous video when I did the YouTube section, it didn't seem like overly rushed with the dialogue. I tried to edit it in a way that it kind of flowed better in the video without having this constant pausing of the YouTube video. You know, that can get annoying. Then the audio stops every 5 seconds so I can read. So I try to make it flow a little bit better, but I feel like then it made some of the dialogue very rushed. So hopefully it was still good. Anyways, let's get started. Under Astra's command, may the Foreseer deliver his will, for that is his fate. Phylos, Tome of the Foreseer. In the coldest regions of Phylos, the Foreseer has resided in the Tower of Thorns since time immemorial. Sorry, I almost choked on my spit. The almighty Astra bestowed his power unto him, ordering the Foreseer to act as an emissary for the divine. The royal family sends an envoy to the Tower of Thorns every 100 years to listen to the Foreseer's prophecies. Yet the Foreseer has not bestowed a prophecy to the royal family in hundreds of years. Envoys sent by His Majesty never returned. Their whereabouts remain unknown to this day. There is a rumor that the Foreseer has been perpetually frozen in an icy tomb. To him, 100 years is but the blink of an eye, and so a new envoy travels through snow and ice, entering his tower. It happens again and again, as it always has for the past thousands of years. But I am not a real envoy. I'm here to treat my illness. To do that, I must take the Creatio protocol from the Foreseer's scepter. I have no choice. Interesting. Suppressing my anxiety, I walk into a massive room and bow respectfully. I am His Majesty's envoy sent here to listen to the Foreseer's prophecy. I don't know why I wanted to sound like a robot there. My voice echoes through the empty room. I look up to see a man wearing a blue robe. He sits on a throne of ice as he holds a scepter. That must be the Foreseer. How strange. His body is ensnared in brambles, thorns wrapping around his arms, legs, and chest. It would seem he's shackled to the throne. I slowly approach him. I see his head lowered, his eyes shut, he's encased in ice. Is he unconscious? There are no signs of life. This is truly an icy tomb. Oh, just look at him. Just look at him there, all sexy. So shall I take the Creatio protocol? I don't know if we should chance it. I mean, it's not going to be that easy.
How impudent.
Foreseer? Is my imagination playing tricks on me? Isn't he frozen, or is he just pretending? Oh boy. Wait, we're not going to poke him, are we? We're going to poke him. This always ends well. He's a lot more sprightly than I thought. Every book I've read describes him as an old man. Well,
It seems that those tomes you've gleaned through have taught you nothing about etiquette.
Hello. What I was gonna say is, for a person that clearly lives for thousands of years, he doesn't need to look old to be old. Hello. You're not actually frozen. He's not moving. Is he immobilized? I'm gonna go for the neck.
Do you know what happens when fools disrespect the Foreseer?
I'm sorry, I mean, you're frozen, so I just want to make sure that you are frozen and get a chance to touch a really hot god. I am going to hell.
Your actions are testing my patience.
Punish me. I need to stop.
It seems you do not know what true horror is.
No, but are you going to show me? And you are frozen. My expectations were a bit higher than this.
Winter punishes every wrongdoing in due time.
That's a nice line. Haven't you heard of doing what is necessary in a bad situation?
But who exactly is in a bad situation?
Me. Wait, what am I doing now? What am I doing? Okay. ice is more like a crystal. What is it?
You have a wild curiosity and a brazen tongue.
We have guts. I'll give you that. We have guts. He's frozen and we're busy playing with the damn ice crystals on him to see what they are. And if he's truly completely frozen, like, okay. And your tongue is like winter's loveless embrace. Okay, we're doing it again. Just casually doing that near his groin. That's your...
A punishment?
Really? Like really? That's your punishment for being impolite. Oh, that is such a sexy gaze. Don't look at me like that. You're gonna make me melt into a little icy puddle there. Aren't you furious?
Fury?
Can you stop? Can you stop? The whole point of me being able to read this, not on YouTube, is so that I can actually read it. Aren't you furious? You're being treated like a plaything. Yeah, we're definitely treating him like a plaything right now. We're, technically on the brink of sexual harassing him.
Those sorts of emotions I no longer have any use for.
I was caught up in the moment. I must finish what I started. Owie. My fingies. Where did that come from? He can move? That means...
I've played enough of your little games. You forget yourself, testing the limits of my benevolence.
Calm down, I need you to prepare for a fight. I'm His Majesty's envoy. Wait, before you speak, I'm not done. You can't kill me.
An honest death is not a suitable punishment for every pretender.
So wise in his time. Before I can react, a cold sensation coils around my feet. I look down and see frost climbing up my legs.
Tell me,
My legs!
do you know the fate of thieves who sought the Creatio Protocore?
Creatio. Ice reaches my neck and is like a cold hand that tightly grips my throat. Without sparing a glance, the Foreseer walks past me. He disappears into the shadows. Okay, well, bye! Where are you going, Foreseer? The crystals cover my mouth, sealing it. He's put me in his place. The next time I open my eyes, sunlight drifts through the window adorned with roses. He left me here for the night! The Foreseer sits on his throne, reading a book. The sun's glow casts an illusion of softness on his cold demeanor. Foreseer? A fine morning we have today. He doesn't look at me. It seems he won't even give me the chance to explain myself. You've been encased in ice for ages, but you still read on that throne. Shouldn't you be tired of the world's greatest chair after staying there hundreds of years? I see we still have our sense of humor.
You may try it yourself, then inform me of your findings.
Well, at this rate, I am going to be trying it for myself. The Foreseer turns another page of his book. No, I can't feel my body at the moment. I have yet to eat anything after entering the Tower of Thorns. Could I choose my words carefully, yet he still doesn't look up.
A human can survive for 7 days without food.
This is a new kind of torture from Zayne.
Given your stubborn character, you should live for an extra 2 days.
Thanks. You're not going to leave me frozen for 9 days, are you? I choke up and my eyes begin to tear.
Are those tears of your remorse?
Alright, I'm not His Majesty's envoy. I'm here to ask for a prophecy of my future. Every prophet I consulted said I had 3 years left to live. I refuse to believe them. He finally looks up from his book. I'm telling the truth this time.
Indeed, they are delusional.
They? Oh, the prophets. Have you scribed my fate, Foreseer?
To disguise yourself as the king's envoy and sneak into the Tower of Thorns, you certainly have less than 3 years.
Well, I've got to set my fate. I'm dying here today. Foreseer, you can't... Ice covers my mouth again. The Foreseer resumes his reading. An endless silence returns to the throne room. Nightfall greets the tower, taking the place of sunlight. Moonlight shines into the room. Today is the first day of my punishment for entering the Tower of Thorns. I've come to a realization after being frozen here. It is nigh impossible to warm the heart of a demigod who lives in these rime-kissed lands. Ah, so he's actually a demigod. Not a god, but still a demigod. In the middle of the night, I am awoken by a radiant flash. Golden words float before me. They are magics cast by the Foreseer's book. Is he looking for something? The Foreseer stares at the words, brow furrowed. He's not happy with what he's seeing. I try to utter a sound. The Foreseer remains unmoving.
Do you wish for your mouth to be sealed once more?
That's a book about gardening, is it not? I also adore flowers. His wintry gaze falls on my face.
Your mouth is only capable of spouting nonsense.
I'm not lying. I used to be a gardener. Every flower I care for turns out splendid. Foreseer stops what he's doing. The sharpness of his gaze pierces me, trying to gouge the truth from my head. Did I offend you? He looks away. With a lift of his finger, the ice on my body begins to melt. My punishment is over. Without any support, I fall to my knees.
If you desire it, then I shall indulge you.
The Foreseer closes his book. The words of gold dissipate and the room is plunged into darkness. Once my eyes readjust to my surroundings, the Foreseer has already descended from his throne.
Come, then.
Okay. Don't have to ask me twice. I follow him, climbing the spiraling staircase of the tower. I'm out of breath by the time we reach the top. Meanwhile, the Foreseer is He's a demigod. He's not going to get tired out by a bunch of stairs. In the distance, snow-covered mountains are like white seashells. Impossible. I was not brought here to admire the scenery. I suddenly notice a tiny white flower bud between the bricks. Why is jasmine growing in a place like this? The Foreseer's frigid gaze observes my every action. I carefully examine the bud. There's something wrong with it. I doubt it will bloom anytime soon.
Will you be able to care for it?
I consider the possibilities, but the Foreseer seems to predict my next action. He moves toward me, looking into my eyes.
Answer me.
Yes, sir. Yes, of course. It's a miracle for anything to grow here. Without a competent gardener tending to it, the bud will inevitably die. I emphasize the phrase tending to it and glance at the Foreseer's expression. He gazes at the bud and touches its small leaves.
If this jasmine blooms, you may leave the tower with your livelihood intact.
Seems like a fair trade. I'm not sure if I'm imagining things, but it seems the Foreseer holds the jasmine in higher regard than I. For now, in order to buy myself time and an opportunity, I have to say yes. Alright, I agree to your terms. I mean, we don't really have much of a choice either, so... I stare at my reflection in the mirror. There on my bosom are blue markings engraved in my flesh, like cracks that would appear if someone wedged their blade into the frosted ground. It's a symptom of cryoriasis. Cryoriasis is a rare, strange disease. Physicians have only recorded a few cases in old textbooks. The infected will eventually lose consciousness and be unable to move as if frozen solid. Only the Creatio Protocol from the Tower of Thorns can remove it. To make that peculiar jasmine bloom, this is my chance. I need to befriend the Foreseer so he lets down his guard. Only then will I be able to approach the Creatio Protocol. Why does the Foreseer care so much about that jasmine? I need to investigate. The following morning, I examine every part of the tower. Every decoration in the tower is beautiful, but each one lacks character. They possess the same aloofness as the Foreseer himself. It appears they are trying to frighten strangers. This place is huge. You must be in your prime to find the Foreseer. Having found a silver bottle, I fill it with water. Once I reach the top of the tower, I see him. His back is turned to me, yet I am on edge. You are not here to supervise me, correct?
It appears your confidence is lacking.
My confidence is not wanting in the least. As I hurry to water the jasmine, I begin to pray. O fairest jasmine, my life is in your leaves. Don't partake in the sweetness of death. From the pinnacle of the tower, I spy a group of people walking along the mountain path. They resemble ants that fell into a desert of salt. If there are others here to distract the Fosia, it will be to my advantage. I point at those tiny figures. Are they here to receive your prophecies? The Fosia glances at them. With his right hand, he writes a series of silver symbols in the air. Suddenly, a blizzard befalls us. It swallows the mountain path and the people disappear in the blanket of white. Damn, okay. Are you trying to kill them?
After getting lost in the snow, they'll have no choice but to turn back. Their survival is but a guarantee.
Okay. Well, I was already impressed by his previous demonstrations of magic. This is the first time I've been stunned by the Fosia's power. Do you despise the requests for prophecies?
Fate cannot be changed. Instead of acknowledging this truth, humans still fight against it.
Very true.
Especially when their future is not what they hoped it would be.
They try to change it and, yeah, that always ends up horribly, and then your prophecy comes true. As he speaks, the Fosia glances at me. I lower my head, pretending to agree with him. I understand. I will focus on tending to the jasmine and not ask about my future. Even if it's meaningless, I'm not going down without a fight. I just hope my resignation will help me gain the Fosia's trust. Several days pass. I have already memorized my daily routine for taking care of the jasmine. I could do it in my sleep. In the morning, I hum as I take my silver bottle to the tower's pinnacle. There, I see the Fosia gazing at the sky. Good morning, Fosia. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to cut your breath short. Hesitating, I look up to see a sky free of clouds. Serene azure reaching far and wide. Do you need someone to listen to your musings?
Silence. Gardeners do not require mouths to work.
Got it. I silently water the jasmine and observe the Fosia, who is acting strange. Suddenly, the sky is filled with the cries of birds. I'm shocked by what I see. Thousands and thousands of silvery white birds fly toward the Tower of Thorns. The sky is covered in a shroud of crystalline feathers, clear as frost in the morning sun. They shimmer like a nebula within reach. What are they?
Arctichions.
The Fosia raises a hand. One of the birds lands on it, seemingly answering his summon, and happily chirps. Does it know you?
They pass the tower every year when they migrate.
The Fosia looks at the little bird, his expression full of the warmth one would greet an old friend with.
Alas, that was eons ago.
I have never laid my eyes upon a creature stunning as an Arctichion.
Your hand.
Oh. Reluctantly, I hold it out, and he places his hand on top of mine. I panic and pull my hand back.
Don't be afraid. Humans are the least of their concern.
His hand, warmer than I imagined it to be, gently grabs my palm. The silvery white bird hops from the Fosia's hand to mine. Its feathers reflect the color of the sky, deceptively depicting a light, brilliant blue. It's lovely. I guess you don't just stay secluded indoors and read all the time.
So that is the conclusion you arrived at while resting in ice.
It's because I'm curious about the Fosia. Your name appears in the tome of the Fosia, but the text only speaks of you as Astra's tool. I don't think its accounts are accurate. The Fosia remains expressionless.
Astra does not write his own story. The imagination of mortals is what remains in the sands of time.
The Fosia lets go of my hand, and the Arctichion returns to his flock. Quietly, he watches them fly away, bidding them farewell. I have to admit, you aren't as merciless as Winter. You care about the jasmine, and you remember to wait for the Arctichions once you're able to move. The coldness in the Fosia's gaze returns.
You are not here to study my behavior. Your wild curiosity almost led to your demise.
While the Fosia checks the jasmine every day, it's not enough to get closer to him or the Creatio Protocol. I need to spend more time with him. Today, after watering the jasmine, I purposely walk by the throne room. The Fosia is reading. It's a wonderful morning, Fosia. Have you paid a visit to the jasmine?
What do you want?
I don't want anything. Why would I?
You never passed the throne room after watering the flower.
He actually noticed. Did you know today is Wishing Day?
I have heard of it.
Where I come from, everybody prays to Astra by lighting sky candles. I made one with a few scraps of paper. Very simple, but tonight, the Foreseer looks up from his book.
I don't do such things.
He certainly knows how to silence me with a single sentence. Oh, we're gonna crack through that icy little heart of his. Just you watch. As night watches over me, I climb to the top of the tower with my sky candle. I wait, but the Foreseer has yet to reveal himself. He's not going to join me. Of course he's the Foreseer. With Astra's blessing, he sees prayers are a waste of time. I light the candle and its weak flame shines. A small glimmer. Oh, omniscient Astra the Almighty, please don't let me become like ice. There are so many places I want to visit, things I wish to do. Please, I want to live a little longer. Hello? I whisper my wish and let go of the sky candle. I watch as it floats into the air. When it reaches a person's height, it breaks, flutters, and falls to the ground. Has Astra denied my wish? I kneel down and silently pick up the scattered pieces. I turn my head in the direction of the footsteps. Under cloudless sky, radiant moonlight illuminates a figure. It casts a glow as white as snow on those blue robes. The Foreseer. I force myself to smile. This a good joke, for even Astra thinks my wish ridiculous. He told me to give up.
For him to hear you, I suggest using a sturdier vessel.
An iridescent glitters in my hand and materializes into a lantern of frost. Is this ice? You can set ice aflame?
That would be determined by your fervent hope.
Still hesitant, I light the ice lantern. The fire flickers before the lantern is engulfed, ice turning a warm orange. How do I let the winds carry it? The Foreseer's face is lit up by the ice lantern's display of colors. Fire has brought warmth to his frigid gaze. He draws a few symbols in the air, and almost immediately the lantern in my hand comes to life. It floats to a greater height. I've never seen a sky candle like this. I thought you didn't celebrate Wishing Day.
I wasn't lying. However, it just so happens a few lights are needed for tonight.
The symbols the Foreseer has drawn begin to transform into ice lanterns that soar into the air. Above the tower's pinnacle, countless lit ice lanterns fill the silent night sky. I gawk at the spectacle right before my very eyes. It's gorgeous. Will Astra hear my wish with so many lanterns?
Only he knows.
The Foreseer heads toward the stairs. You're just going to leave? Why don't you make a wish?
There is nothing for me to wish from Astra.
Okay. He leaves without so much as sparing me a glance. The Foreseer is kind despite his appearance, but if he learns of his unwitting assistance in helping me wish for the Creator Protocol, he would find it absurd. Under my care, the jasmine bud grows bigger by the day. I'm happy, but also nervous. Look at this damn library. This would be a dream to be in. According to my expertise, jasmine will bloom in less than a week. I don't have much time. I've also learned that, other than reading and checking on the jasmine, the Foreseer stays at a location hidden behind an ordinary door in the basement. What does he do in there? Is the Creator Protocol's location, perhaps? When the Foreseer disappears behind that door again, I pretend to lose my way and follow after him. What greets me is unbelievable, a sight to behold. Behind that door is a library, the ceiling nowhere to be found. Bookshelves stretch as far as the eye can see. Does the Foreseer obtain his books from here? How can he find anything in this place? I don't even know where he is. My mumbles activate some sort of switch. Ice materializes beneath my feet and carries me into the air. Oh, the mystery of how he acquires his books has been solved. I feel as if I am lost in a sea of books, for shelf after shelf is filled to the brim with them. The ice stops in front of a bookshelf. I'm a good distance off the ground. He's not here. The ice doesn't move. I carefully grab the book right in front of me. Its title is Philos, Floral Inquiry. I open the book and see the pages about jasmines have been read the most. Jasmines again. Why is this flower important to him? Is it just because he wants the one atop the tower to bloom? Reading the notes, I try to piece together an answer. When I turn to the title page, there is a single word on it. Zayne. Zayne? Who is this Zayne?
He is the person you seek.
'Tis I, the Foreseer. I turn around. On a platform of ice, the Foreseer stands behind me. His steadfast gaze sends a chill down my spine. I had no intention of intruding, Foreseer. The ice kidnapped me.
Are you claiming the frost coerced you?
I take a step back, forgetting I stand on a sheet of ice. My foot touches nothing. Help! It's like the moment when I lean back in my chair and almost think I'm going to fall off it. In a moment, I go from descending to being caught in the air.
Expressing your regret does not require theatrics.
Are we in his arms? Are you mocking me? I find that hard to believe. His eyes, their depths seemingly immeasurable, are close to my face. We're in his arms. The Foreseer carries me to the ground. I come to my senses and lower my head. You can let go now. It was good that you were present. It must be dangerous to acquire your books like this.
Likewise, 'tis dangerous to push one's duty onto others.
Others? An ice cluster appears in front of me and slowly spins. The ice at my feet. Is this its original form? Are you its creator?
'Twas not the work of magic, but a phantasm.
A phantasm. The Foreseer taps the ice cluster.
Carrying her to the higher shelves without a reason was your doing. Am I wrong?
It unfurls and blooms like jasmine, ice particles rippling around us. Does it understand our language?
We are like-minded in our distaste for lies.
Though part of me is still in disbelief, the Foreseer spells and this library's very existence are starting to convince me that what I've experienced is real. My apologies. I snuck in because I wanted to know what you did here. The ice heard me talking to myself, so it flew me up there. The phantasmal jasmine runs circles around me before leaping into my hand.
Your forgiveness is boundless, for better or worse.
It accepts my apology? Ice gathers under me again and it lifts me into the air. I stumble. I'm about to fall again. Yet another piece of ice appears beneath my foot, steadying me. Curious, I take another step. Regardless of the direction I take, ice forms beneath me. I walk around, excitement in every step. It's just like having a platform at my command. Oh, I would be like a kid in a candy store. Incredible. It knows what I'm about to do.
The individual subconscious is also a form of energy. It can sense even the smallest of changes.
May I name it Jazz? It was reminiscent of jasmine when it unfurled.
You and the phantasm should decide. I am but a witness.
I stop before the Foreseer. With my icy platform, I can look him straight in the eye. Then may I call you Zayne? With a piercing gaze, he stares at me. A name defines a person. 'Tis important, I would think. I am unable to read his expression.
Do what you must.
Zayne. We're in love. I stand in front of the mirror, mumbling Zayne's name under my breath. All my mind can focus on is him in the library, watching me scurry about. I encroached on his territory by sneaking into the library. Why didn't he lash out? Does he trust me now? The icy marks on my chest are reflected in the mirror, tendrils spreading and twisting, approaching my collarbone. My time is nearing its end. At this time, an idea presents itself. Since Jazz took me to the Foreseer in the library, could I also use it to obtain the Creator Protocol? Jazz? Are you here? I call out to it. The sound of swirling ice reverberates in the air. The cluster of ice manifests and makes an arc in the air to greet me. You're here. Jazz, I have a request. Could you take me to the Foreseer's scepter? The phantasm stops moving. By Astra's eyes, does Jazz know of my true purpose? I wish to... Before I can fully explain myself, Jazz expands and lunges at me. Ah, am I destined to perish in the cold? Before I could utter a scream, I realized the crystals phased through my body. There is only darkness. The faint sound of running water catches my attention. Where am I? A distance away, I can make out an indigo spark. That surely must be the Creator Protocol. Thank you, Jazz. As the light is within my reach, I take note of my surroundings. Steam escapes behind a dark-colored curtain. Moonlight shines through the window, landing on Zayne's shoulders and revealing the drops of water running along his back. Oh! Are we gonna be a peeping Tom? Why was I brought to the Foreseer's bedchamber? I must take my leave before he notices. I hold my breath and take one step back. Zayne turns around and our gazes meet. Oh, this is so awkward. I was not just peeping on you, bathing. Hello. I'm sorry for disturbing you, but I swear on my name that Jazz brought me here. Maybe we weren't lying. We did ask for it to take us to the scepter, and it brought us here, so he doesn't need to know the full story. Maybe the turmoil in my mind is playing tricks, but Zayne is unperturbed. With the slight curl of his finger, the steam around us turns into a white cloth that hangs around his waist. Oh, Lord. It's nice that they're putting him like this in his clothes, but they won't give us the visual of him in a freaking robe. Would it be nice? And with another wave of his hand, an unforeseen force pulls me in his direction. I stand before him.
What brings you here?
Nothing. His hair, his face, his chest, all wet from the water. They know what they're doing over here. I am unable to avert my gaze, and I feel a rising heat on my face. But what is more astounding is the number of scars etched on Zayne's body. Oh, come on. Could they not have just, like, visually shown us this, please? Like, come on. I thought the jasmine was about to bloom. I was unaware you were bathing. Having coughed up a pitiful excuse, I close my eyes. I sense the invisible force is gone. I open my eyes and Zayne is putting on his robes.
No one could have predicted Jazz to be unwavering in its loyalty to you. However, I expected as much. It knows only of us and thus considers you a friend.
Aww. Are you going to punish Jazz? It only indulged in my whimsy.
Should I punish you in its stead?
Yes. Zayne's unwavering gaze meets my eyes. If the jasmine meets something terrible as I sit in an icy prison for 3 days and 3 nights...
Worry not. Punishment awaits.
What do you mean? Are you going to kill me after the jasmine blooms?
Is a horrible death the only consequence you can think of?
Yeah, because technically a death is not... It is a punishment, but there are other ways to be punished.
I have no interest in taking the life of another.
That is just more like a permanent punishment, you know, death. Is it for this reason you will let me leave?
You should decide that for yourself.
With a wave of Zayne's hand, I'm pushed out of his bedchamber by an unseen force. Zayne will catch me if I'm anywhere near the Creator Protocol, and the more I learn of Zayne, the greater the mystery enshrouding him. Those scars etched into his flesh. Someone has stabbed him. Yet no one else lives in this tower. How could he have been wounded? He's also blessed by Astra. Who could be powerful enough to injure him? My curiosity extends beyond our current relationship. In other words, I will never be given an answer. The very next day I visit the library at midnight. Jazz takes me to the same shelf that has Philo's Floral Inquiry. Is Zayne always reading this book? Everything is connected to the jasmine. I open the book and study the text, paying special attention to pages with notes left by Zayne. Once again, Jasmine appears. How is it related to all of this? I read his note out loud, and responding to my voice, the pages begin to glow. What is happening? When my vision returns, I find myself in a sea of white flowers. The sun's golden rays shine on this field of jasmines. Except the flowers aren't in bloom, they are all flower buds. Nearby, a familiar figure, its watcher I presume, observes the field. Zayne, why are you here? Where are we? Zayne turns to look at me, confusion in his expression.
Have we met before?
Are we like in a memory of his or something?
Who are you?
As I approach him, I realize his body is but a mirage. Sunlight passes through his robes. His appearance is that of Zayne's, but he lacks the Foreseer's frigid character.
Through what means did you enter this place?
I was just reading am I? In the book?
You stand in an illusion crafted by words and words alone.
That's so cool. This is why I love Zayne. Then, what are you? The corner of his mouth curls up.
A lowly wraith.
The sight of Zayne's face smiling was the last thing I thought I'd see in this life. Then again, I've met Jazz. I have slowly come to accept these bizarre events. Were you the one to plant these jasmines?
They are more than mere flowers.
Are they phantasms? That word. As I ask him, I touch one of the buds. An image appears in my mind. Zayne lowering his head to kiss the jasmine. What?
My memories. Or perhaps it would be better to say they are the jasmines in my memories.
I touch another one. This time I see Zayne in an unfamiliar garb, but still lowering his head to kiss the flower. Why does the Zayne in these memories appear to be from another era?
Each one is my life of another time.
Oh. Interesting. Is your destiny and the jasmine intertwined?
All I can recall is my end with that moment.
Does the jasmine bring that lifetime of his life to an end? You know what I saw?
Again and again and again, like a cycle. I do not remember what happens after.
Interesting.
Therefore, these buds can never blossom.
Oh.
'Tis why I bring each one here.
Interesting, because it then does end his lifetime of that current one and start a new lifetime cycle, so he kind of doesn't want it to, so he brings it here. Am I understanding this correctly? But now he wants it to bloom, so he wants the lifetime to end? I stare at the seemingly endless ocean of flower buds. If each one represents a memory without an end, then how many are there? I recall Zayne's note. Once again, Jasmine appears. Isn't the Foreseer able to see the fate of everyone in the world?
He cannot see his own.
Which makes sense. The wraith, seemingly moments away from dissipating into sunlight, looks into the distance.
Such is Astra's will.
Well, usually most times, like, Foreseers and stuff aren't able to tell their own fate. They're just there to tell others. I leave the library and slowly climb the staircase. My thoughts still linger on the book's illusion. I reach the top of the tower, and there Zayne stands in the moon's immaculate glow, thinking deeply while gazing at Jasmine. I understand its significance to him now. He's pinning his desire to remember onto the flower bud.
You are not forbidden from entering the library, but you cannot venture there as you please.
That seems a little bit contradictory. Like, I'm not forbidden, but so I need to come with permission. That came out a little bit wrong. Zayne, have you ever considered leaving the tower? Zayne looks at me, his emotions inexplicable.
What text did you find to make you ask such a thing?
Maybe these jasmines represent the outside. Zayne lifts his hand and I'm abruptly pulled toward him. His hand grasps my throat, his wintry gaze meeting mine.
Your insolence reveals itself. Allow me to remind you of your place.
Fear spreads throughout my very being. All of a sudden, the creator protocol on his scepter releases an eerie indigo light. Frowning, Zayne relaxes his grip and pushes me away.
Stand back.
Okay. Zayne?
Stay away from me.
What is happening? Before I can do anything, a myriad of brambles sprout and slither with serpentine precision towards Zayne. What are these things? Seemingly alive, the brambles ensnare Zayne's entire body and dig into his limbs and torso. It's exactly like our first meeting, when he was bound to the throne. These... are they preventing you from leaving? His gaze is as cold as winter's sting.
The Foreseer cannot set foot outside the Tower of Thorns.
One of the brambles rushes for me. It scrapes my arm, a line of blood red as proof. Zayne lifts his finger. Ice appears and shields me from the brambles.
A few swipes is all it needs to take your life.
Damn. I remember the Creator protocol glowed when I talked about being outside the tower. Is this because I suggested you leave this place? Your wounds, are they from the brambles?
He is warning us.
Oh, Astra? I realized only Astra could perpetually freeze him. The Creator protocol is his method to keep an eye on the Foreseer. Not only does Astra punish any attempt to leave the tower, but even the mere thought of it is also intolerable. So Zayne is actually being punished. You've attempted to leave the tower, yes? That is why Astra punished you?
I have no recollections of such.
I'm sorry. I was unaware. I assume you didn't want to leave.
You've begged enough for forgiveness. Destiny's guiding hand may have brought you here, but it is time to abandon your curiosity.
The fact that there's no music playing, it's like deadly silence. The brambles seem to have calmed down and disappear into smoke. If not for my wounded arm, I would have assumed I was dreaming.
There will be a solar eclipse tomorrow. I must wait at the tower's pinnacle for the prophecy. Unless I tell you, you are prohibited from entering.
Okay. For some reason, I feel like we're not going to listen. Astra gifted one of his eyes to the Foreseer. By walking the winding path of time, did the Foreseer understand its passing? This is the power of a god. The moon masks the sun, and only a golden ring remains. A beam of light strikes the Creatio protocol. Light reflects off it, forming chaos and patterns of disorder, which is brought onto the hands of the Foreseer. Ancient symbols gradually appear as he pieces together a puzzle. Astra's will has presented itself, and the Foreseer's indifferent facade reveals a hint of indignation as he too is imprisoned by the prophecy. Astra has spoken. Those who defy fate are sinners and shall be punished by him. When I open my eyes, I find myself lying on the floor of my room. Moonlight cascades onto the empty bed. I only recall being overwhelmed by a strange feeling at dawn. Was I unconscious the whole day? I look in the mirror. The marks have already reached my neck. My clothes won't be able to hide them now. If I take the Creatio protocol, will the Foreseer still be Zayne? And if he isn't the Foreseer, he's doomed to be trapped in the tower forever. Doesn't that make him a prisoner? I don't want to hurt Zayne, but I can't die like this. What if I told Zayne the true extent of my illness? Yeah, just see what he does. I enter the library. Ice appears in front of me, forming an arc. Jazz, is the Foreseer here? The phantasm sways from left to right. He isn't. You and the Foreseer dislike lies. Would he ever forgive someone who has lied to him? I highly doubt it. Jazz sways in an agitated manner. Of course, he won't forgive me then. Jazz hears sorrow in my voice, and a platform of ice appears under my feet, lifting me up. More ice appears, shimmering and glittering. It's trying to comfort me. Thank you, Jazz. I sit on the ice, traveling between the endless rows of shelves. Has Zayne read all the books here? I wonder what the Foreseer does when he's upset. Then again, he might just scowl regardless of his mood. As I mumble to myself, it begins to snow. I am in awe, watching snow descend like flower petals dancing in the wind. A few snowflakes fall onto my hand. They sparkle like crystals and do not melt. What are they?
Were you not the one asking about what I do when I'm upset?
I hear a calm voice from below. I sit on the floating platform as Zayne stands at the door looking up at me. So it is possible. Was the prophecy not to your liking?
It matters not. Only a true envoy of the king can deliver it.
You are mocking me again. You aren't upset then? Zayne lifts a finger. The ice carries me down to him. He looks me in the eye.
And you? What do you do?
I think of the flowers I planted as they sway in the breeze. I dance.
I thought humans only dance when they are happy.
Not all of them. The more upset I am, the more I try to move around. Zayne glances at me, then holds out his hand.
May I?
What is this? Progress? Are you requesting a dance? Here.
We will both feel better if we dance under the snow.
I hesitantly look at Zayne. His expression is reminiscent of a merciless blizzard as per usual.
Would you prefer we do something else?
We can dance. The warmth of Zayne's hand spreads from my fingers to the rest of my body. In the tower's library we waltz. Snowflakes gently flutter about and we step on the jasmine-shaped ice. Everything has led to this precious moment. We gaze into each other's eyes, our hands touching, our steps synchronized. You've lived here by yourself since the beginning. Who taught you how to dance? This can't be your first time.
Perhaps my body still remembers the motions from the past.
Are you referring to your other lives?
The Foreseer cannot truly die, so your description isn't right.
Zayne looks at me, but he's gazing into a time long gone. What is it like to remember things from another era?
It is no different than being in a never-ending snowstorm.
I watch Zayne, the lonesome air surrounding him. Though we are in the same room, moving to the same rhythm, he is a dreamer whose dream may soon come to an end. I squeeze his hand. If the snowfall is eternal, find someone to dance with you. At the very least, the two of you will be happy. Zayne's gaze sweeps across me like a feather brushing across my cheek. Oh,
You don't seem to be upset anymore.
Words of poetry. Our dance would be better with some music. Following the rhythm of our steps, I start to hum. My voice echoes within the library.
You always hum this melody when watering the jasmine.
So you've noticed.
Will you sing for me?
I am not singing this, but anyway, to the afterglow cries cosmic demise. Our world in deceptive amber paradise. I don't know if I want to sing this or not. Our world in deceptive amber paradise. In these sands of time, my frozen bouquet awaits. With your gaze so full of wonder, I hold four jasmines asunder. His secrets revealed. Hark the border legends unfold. This distant tale they sing to you. Unspoken desires, sincere and true. A jasmine in time's embrace. A fragrant area, a moment's grace. That was a little bit embarrassing. I'm terrible at singing. Okay, so 7, 8, and 9 we will now go to YouTube to get because I don't have more shots. We will return to Lavender for the rest of the episode. Zayne cannot recall the first time the jasmine appeared. Ever since he took upon the mantle of Foreseer, the Tower of Thorns had always been home to the jasmine that never bloomed. It is like a riddle forever waiting to be solved, or maybe it's a metaphor for his fragmented memories. The jasmine's existence is an unremovable thorn, a reminder of his past, of his failure to remember who he is. Zayne dreams the same dream. It is one he has dreamt of many, many times. He kisses the jasmine bud and then his entire being sinks into darkness. Zayne. Yet he hears her voice cutting through the shadows. Why does her voice sound as if it's from the jasmine itself and from the distant past? Zayne waits for the darkness to swallow him once more. Yet when he opens his eyes, the jasmine he kissed in his dreams has turned into the face of a girl. Is it us? Zayne. I frantically knock on Zayne's door. Time passes before Zayne opens it. He appears to have just woken up, his eyes hazy with sleep. I thought you were normally awake at this hour. Zayne doesn't respond. He looks at me as if I were a stranger. Never mind, follow me. Brimming with excitement, I grab Zayne's sleeve. I am surprised he lets himself be dragged out of his bedchamber. I bring Zayne to the top of the tower. In the joyous glow of the sun, the jasmine's trembling petals unfurl one after another. Zayne, the jasmine has bloomed. I check Zayne's expression, curious about his reaction. His eyes hold a burning spark as he looks at me. What? Haven't you been looking forward to this? Zayne lowers his gaze, suppressing the light in his eyes. It seems he's looking at the jasmine
last.
and me. Well, am I not a skilled gardener?
You were late.
Where not a single blade of grass grows here, but a strange jasmine. You don't need a gardener.
Hence why it only bloomed in your presence.
Don't shower me with praise. How are you making it sound like this was bound to happen? Deep in thought, Zayne stares at me. Have I offended you again? Why are you looking at me like that? His gaze shifts to my hand still holding his sleeve. Oh, I'm sorry. I was too excited. As I let go, Zayne grabs my hand.
This is not a mere coincidence.
What?
You are not the first to step foot in the Tower of Thorns. No one has been able to make the jasmine bloom. Only you have succeeded.
Something about his voice makes my heart beat more quickly. What is it? You're not your usual self.
You're right.
Zayne hesitates, an indescribable emotion flooding
Allow
his
me
eyes.
to take you to another place.
To where? You said I could leave once the jasmine blooms.
Do you want
not?
to leave now?
Do I want to steal the Creator Protocol, make Zayne lose his power and leave him imprisoned in the tower forevermore? No. I don't want him to be perpetually frozen anymore. But I will die, won't I? I never expected Zayne to take me to the Field of Jasmines in Philos Floral Inquiry. Under the warm sunlight, we walk amongst the sea of flowers. Zayne? He turns to me. The expression on his face is familiar, yet unfamiliar. It's unfamiliar because of how different the Forseer and I are. The distance between us, a chasm. But the current him reminds me of that wraith. Don't understand. Is the person in front of me real or an illusion? Why did you bring me here, Zayne? Zayne's eyes shimmer like a lake on a midsummer's day.
I wish to confirm something.
What is there to confirm? He cups my cheek, seemingly losing himself in my eyes. His gaze shines bright. My heart is racing, violently beating in my chest.
I won't lose you again.
But then a suffocating indigo is all I see. The blinding light consumes my vision while my heart feels like it is being crushed. I clutch my chest and faint. Cradled in Zayne's arms, the girl lies still, her cold warmth lingering. The body he's holding cannot be considered one that belongs to a mortal. Under her clothes, blue lines manifest at an alarming rate. Astra warns the Forseer in the form of an eerie indigo gleam from the Creator Protocol on his scepter. The Forseer is forbidden from peeking into his own destiny, or else Astra shall give unto him the sweetness of death's embrace. Even so, the Forseer must see the future of this girl, whose fate is deeply intertwined with his. Following Destiny's golden thread, he unveils truths hidden in enigmatic mist. Along his long journey, he has met this girl time and time again. He falls in love with her, becomes a witness to her changing fate, and watches her die. Astra's tools can never fall in love, and so Astra manipulates his memories of her, plunging them into an incomprehensible mystery, a jasmine bud that never blooms and is out of reach. Damn! I slowly open my eyes. Why am I here? Before fainting, I remember a flash of indigo light and Zayne's concerned expression. Did Zayne put me here? How long was I sleeping? I struggled to stand up before staring out of the room. Zayne? I search every part of the tower, but Zayne is nowhere to be seen. I manage to find a hidden staircase. I climb each step and find a door at the end. I can hear noises from inside the room. Pushing open the heavy door, I see Zayne shackled to the wall in the corner of the room. This is a prison. From the walls, the floor, the ceiling, the ice approaches, hounding like a living, ravenous beast. Black as night, it glows ominous. Zayne, what happened to you? With not a tinge of emotion, Zayne's eyes are scarlet. His hand emits a white glow, and as he clenches it, the black eye suddenly elongates and stabs his body. Why are you hurting yourself?
Astra's punishment.
I realize his body is moving on its own. I remember when I accidentally appeared in Zayne's bedchamber. Once he came out of the bath, scars covered in his body. Were those a result of his self-inflicted injuries? I need to do something so he can stop the ice.
Jazz. I won't be able to control. Leave. Now. I cannot die. This agony I've experienced before.
You being tortured is worse than death itself. Is there a way to remove it?
I can't stop the ice. You'll get injured.
Lord, it's horrible to see him in pain like this. Holy shit. Does it still hurt?
The ice will not relent. Leave this place. Please.
We have to stop it.
Why didn't you leave? Compared to the previous trespassers of the tower, you truly are the most audacious.
Because love can overcome everything. Lord, that is horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. The black ice has seized its movements, but the prison is still cold. I unshackle Zayne's hand. Seeing his bloodied wrist, sorrow wells up in my heart. Zayne, I approached you so I could take the Creator protocol, but...
I know. While you were unconscious, I divined your fate and the reason you visited the tower.
But why did he punish you? Zayne's gaze is calm.
Our fates are intertwined.
What?
I bear the name of Foreseer, so Astra punished me for defying my own fate.
My hand is held in his palm stained with blood.
Come then.
Zayne and I stand atop the tower once more. Under gentle moonlight, the jasmine waltz petal by petal. They fall to the ground like paper, ready to scatter to the wind. How? It shouldn't be wilting already. I pick up the fallen petals, fathomless, sadness washing over me.
You were willing to defy Astra to free me.
I've made my choice. I'm more relieved than scared. Standing up, I look Zayne in the eye. I no longer fear the pain caused by my illness or my inevitable death. I also don't need to be mired in indecision. When I saw you were being tortured in that prison. Within Zayne's placid gaze, a sliver of emotion escapes, flashing in his eyes.
You should have taken the Creatio Protocol.
But you must tell me your answer.
My answer?
Back in the illusion, you wanted to ensure you wouldn't lose me again. So, are you certain now? Zayne is startled at first, but then he slowly smiles.
I too made my choice back in that prison.
Light flashes in Zayne's hand, and his scepter appears.
Your illness stems from your resonance with the Creatio Protocol.
He moves the scepter, and the Creatio Protocol glows brightly when it touches my arm. Then he takes the scepter, dragging it along my arm to my chest.
The Creatio Protocol grows stronger by draining away your very life.
I feel my strength fading away. My heart struggles to keep beating, yet rather than be afraid, I am anxious. What are you doing?
This would be your fate after meeting me.
Zayne stares at me, a strange determination in his eyes. He lifts his hand and the Creatio Protocol floats from his scepter to his palm. Zayne, I don't want the Creatio Protocol anymore. Light bursts out from it, refulgent enough to illuminate all of the tower. In Zayne's hand, white light encapsulates the
power of Astra
Protocol.
can curse destiny itself, and it can be used to ruin his plans.
The Creatio Protocol's light is contained in the crystalline sphere. He puts it against my chest and it dissipates into my heart. Power floods in, coursing through every part of my body. It's so cold, Zayne. A warm light flows from Zayne's hands into me, encouraging my weakened heart to beat once more. Frost starts to creep along Zayne's face. The tower begins to shake, its foundations crumbling. Serpentine ice crystals emerge, lunging toward me and Zayne. Zayne embraces me and light from his hand shields me from the ice. Why? I wasn't going to live for much longer. Accompanying a desperate resolve is a deep pain in
Your
Zayne's
destiny
eyes.
is not written in stone.
The ice embed themselves into Zayne's back. Zayne.
I won't forget you. Not this time.
The light gets brighter and brighter surrounding me until all I can see is white. Zayne. When the light fades, the ice, the tower, and the Creatio Protocol are gone. Only a familiar figure stands before me. You're hurt.
The Creatio Protocol exists inside you. Astra's power is yours to wield. This place is bound to collapse. I'm here to bid you farewell.
Don't leave me. I want to stay by your side. The tears I've been desperately trying to hold back fall. Zayne's gaze
Don't
softens.
cry.
I thought you said you didn't want to lose me again.
I will never lose you as long as you are alive and well. The riddle I've struggled with has an answer. At long last, I shall never forget you.
Zayne wipes away my tears.
I wish to end it on my own terms. May I?
This music is so fucking dramatic. He slowly smiles. It is like watching the first sprout break through melting snow. Zayne leans down and kisses me for the first and last time. No! No! Light washes over me, akin to waves lapping the shore. I try to reach out to him, but he smiles and slips away like sand falling between my fingers. Zayne. I sit up and find myself in a field of flowers. Can we just appreciate this amazing fucking audio back music that they've got? It is so dramatic, it is so amazing, and it's just putting me in my feels. I'm losing my hat. I want to reach through the screen and embrace Zayne. Jasmines? The warm sun shines down on them, a reminder of the book's illusion. However, these jasmines are in full bloom.
Are you alright, miss?
Wait, where am I? I need to visit the Tower of Thorns.
Don't be silly. There's been a raging blizzard these past few days. All entrances to the mountain have been blocked.
But the Foreseer.
Even he cannot defy Astra. No one knows when the mountain path will be clear. Best you forget about receiving any prophecies.
The tower is but a tiny dot in the distance. I can barely see it. My frozen heart shatters, breaks, splits within a single moment. I lower my head, my tears falling one by one onto the
Don't
gloomy
cry.
flowers. Zayne? Through the tears, I see a sphere of soft white light.
Promise me you won't cry anymore.
Would the jasmine petals appear in my hand?
Now they shall never wilt.
The fallen petals merge into a single jasmine flower. Ice envelopes it, making it as
With
lovely
this,
as the day it grew.
I will not forget my answer.
A howling blizzard never seen before seals all paths leading to the Tower of Thorns. There's no telling if the snowstorm will ever disappear. The mountain and its lord have fallen into an eternal slumber. No one can venture into the tower. No one has ever met the Foreseer since. His legend rests in fathomless rime and snow. Forgotten. Holy Manoni. It seems like he's in an endless cycle of falling in love with us and losing us. So every time he falls in love, he just ends up sacrificing himself. So from what I can gather from the two myths that we've seen, the first one, he's still seen as a demigod, and he comes down from the mountain to the town to I suppose also give prophecies in a sense, because he does these those slip things, or the bamboo slips, that's what they call. He does the bamboo slips and he heads down the mountain once and all that. We came across him, we fall in love. He gets told you kind of need to kill her because she is intertwined with you and can cause your demise and the future's demise or whatever. Because he fell in love with us, he ended up getting punished, and he was going to get punished for not taking care of us. So he left, and then to my understanding, that's what brings about Tower of Secrets. He's in that tower being punished because he let us previously live. In these two myths is that two of our own different timelines. So our MC in the first myth and our MC in this Tower of Secrets is two completely different timelines, I take it. The first one died and got reborn and relived, and now I have this inexplicable disease, which seems to be a reoccurring theme as well, because in the main present day story we also have a problem with our heart and all that. So it just seems like with Zayne we're in this endless time loop of finding him, falling in love with him, and then he gets punished in the end, and by the looks of things always just chooses to sacrifice himself to save us. I'm hoping that with the main present day story that changes, and that it's not just a continuous freaking loop romantic tragic romance kind of story continuously. There's a lot to unfold and unpack. It reminds me of a story of a novel series that I read by Lauren Kate called Fallen. The first book's called Fallen, then it's Torment, and I can't remember the other two books. And with that as well, it's like a reoccurring loop, love, romance kind of thing where he falls in love with her, they kiss, she dies, she gets reborn again so many years later, and somehow just always manages to find him. He always manages to fall in love with her and loses her until one day the loop gets broken. So this actually reminds me of that novel series. This whole multi-universe thing is sometimes so confusing to me, but I must say I thoroughly enjoyed reading this. I think between the two myths, Tower of Secrets is actually, I would say, is one of my favorites so far that I've read of his. The more stories I've read of him now, the more I'm just like deeply involved with this man. He will remain my top man in love and deep space. So yeah, that wraps up the rest of Zayne's lore so far that we're going to be reading before heading into the next chapters. Just let me know. I think I have tackled everything that I need to before heading into the next story, Prologue to Tomorrow, I think it's called. Lots and lots and lots still ahead of us, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I learned so much more of Zayne, even though it brought about so much more questions and confusion. Anyways, I am going to leave that video here. You guys know the drill. Like and subscribe, and then I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!